Don't be worried, man. If that's going to happen, then that's your destiny. God has a plan for you. You can't worry, man. Can you do something about it? Here's the thing about worry, man. I got rid of the word worry. It doesn't exist. Everyone, there's no such thing as fear and worry. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go over this every single day. Fear, fake emotion, acting real. Fake emotion, acting real. Okay? Worry. All right? When we worry, right? What is that? We're sitting there stressed out. Basically, worry is a form of stress. Is it not? Also, when you're worried, can you work? Like, here's the deal. I always look at something in the physical realm to realize how my brain is physical. And I talk about it. Say we were in the New Frontier and we had just bought a plot of land, okay? And we had this big old, like, maybe, 5-acre plot of land that we got, right? And we basically had our homestead and we had our covered wagon. And for the meantime, we were living out of the covered wagon, right? Amazing. Now, but we want to eventually build a home that we can stay on. We want a homestead here. We want to build crops. So the first thing we got to do is begin to build a home. What if the whole time we were worried, right? We were worried about building the home and we kept filling ourselves with stress. How would we build the home if we were constantly worried? It would take away from our physical energy, our mental energy, and our spiritual energy. I've taken the word worry and I've switched it for concern. You can be concerned about something, right? Which means it's on your radar and you're aware of it. You can be concerned, but you can't be worried. Worry just doesn't exist. You could pass away tomorrow and that 14K will never matter. Your life is what matters, not your money. And I understand, and I'm not trying to downplay the fact that you're waiting. I mean, that's concerning. That's not a good feeling, right? When money is tied up, believe you me, I know when money is tied up, it's not a good feeling. I had my entire bank account tied up at the end of December, so I know exactly how that feels, all right? But we're learning on this realm to be more spiritual than physical. And if we're more spiritual, we know that God will take care of us. All you need is a roof over your head and some food each day. Everything else is a luxury at the end of the day. In my humble opinion, whether you get to fly somewhere, whether you get a nice watch, whether you drive a fancy car, whether you make more money than you had before, it's a luxury. Think about the people. There's people in this world that literally live in a shack with nothing and they're happy. That's just something that I want to break down and discuss. It's all about your spirit and your soul. You know what I mean? You can't live in the past. I used to live in the past all the time. I did it for so long that I couldn't get where I needed to go. You could do something out of the ordinary that it's out of the regular idea is out of the reach. That means if you wanted a mortgage and you wanted to do the traditional thing and become a bank slave, right? But you could build your own house. You can homestead. You can learn how to live on, one guy on YouTube shows you how he basically built his house for free. And again, if you compare yourself to all the luxuries that they want you to have, I'm supposed to have a beautiful kitchen. I'm supposed to have all these things. You just need some running water, right? You just need a roof over your head. Most people are spending tons of money on a house with a lawn in a municipal area, and they don't even have a place to grow plants, and they don't even grow their own plants. I'm one of those people, like I should have a better garden than I do. You know what I mean? And, I kick myself every day. And so, honestly, someone that living on a tiny little plot of land with their own plants growing is doing way better than someone with this $1 million mortgage. So, you can't, they're putting you in a box to think you have to have, and they're showing you this stuff every day on the news, on YouTube. You don't have to have any of these things. You really don't.